la mer qu'on voit danser le long des golfes clairs a des reflets d'argent, la mer, des reflets changeants sous la pluie. La mer au ciel d'été confond ses blancs moutons avec les anges si purs. La mer, bergère d'azur infinie.
Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful morning, but it's cold. I thought we were in Florida to be warm, and it's 46 degrees out here. But anyway, we're heading farther south. We just left. We're on our way to Marathon at sunrise, and this should be a real gentle and easy sail. There's a nice breeze, but it's not very strong, and there's not a whole lot of waves. So what I'm doing right now, come look at this. Our depth sounder sometimes decides to freak out and say that there's 100 feet of water. So what I was doing was making a circle around our anchorage to try and get rid of those 100-foot marks that are messing everything up. Our old depth sounder didn't do that, but our new one seems to lose its brains every once in a while. I still don't know why. But if we turn it off and on again, it comes back to normal. B&G doesn't want to admit anything, of course. They say it's just because it gets dirty. According to Wendy, we're going to have a broad reach from the starboard. So we'll probably just put out the jetty and maybe go jib and jigger. And the winds are supposed to die by about 11 o'clock, so we may be motor sailing today. I don't really like to do that, but we're also going inside on the Hawk Channel, and there's a reef in there, so we might not want to sail a whole lot unless it's an easy point of sail. We'll see when we get out there what we're going to do. Hey, this is a new hat. We got this hat at the farmer's market, the vegan market here in Miami in Coconut Grove, and it was a gift from a very wonderful vendor who we'll talk about later. We got a backpack and some stuff made of hemp, and she gave us the hat. I guess this is oh, and also some gloves for Hannah and a hat made of alpaca, of course. How do you sleep?
Well, of course. I have the best bed in the place.
Whoa, that sun is bright. Right where we need to go.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. Where are my sunglasses? Since when were we supposed to wear gloves and hats and sunglasses?
Well, sunglasses in Miami would be acceptable.
We always forget to release our boom hook on the back, and then we wonder when we try and let the sail out why it won't go out. This time we remembered ahead of time. This boat used to have a wire main halyard, and we replaced it with this new self-tailing winch. I don't know which is easier or harder. So I think that I think this one is often more difficult to use. You can hoist it quicker by hand than with the winch, but it is a lot easier. 3.8 to 4.7. So we're doing 4.7 knots in 9.5 knots of wind. Wind is a little bit aft, not a whole lot. There we go, 5 knots. She's accelerating, 5.1. 9.5 knots of wind. Not too bad for having a dirty hull on the bottom. All this stuff that's growing on our ladder, it's all over the bottom of our hull. That's what we get for sitting for a couple weeks.
Sometimes you need the couple of weeks to recuperate, though.
I don't know, it's to recuperate. I think it's just lazy and enjoying Miami and Cocoa Beach. We are in the Hawk Channel, by the way. We are about, let me see how far we are. We're about 10 miles from Coconut Grove. Head south along the Hawk Channel. We can just start to see the first part of the Keys. Very first one. This is the tail end of the inlet from Biscayne Bay. So on the south side. Winds are supposed to die later today, so I don't know how long this wind is going to last.
We'll take it while we've got it.
Yep, we'll take what we got. There we go, 5.2. 9.8 knots of wind.
Coast Guard said that there was a small craft advisory of 10 to 20 knots until 10 p.m.
Bummer, 10 to 20 knots. Considering that's what we like to sail in, it's between 10 to 20 knots. But right now, the seas are really calm. But that's for the whole Straits of Florida offshore. I do see some larger waves way out there on the other side of the reefs. So it may be possible. They were saying they had 6 to 9 foot seas and 10 to 20, sometimes gusts to 30. But we're on the inside of the reef. We're only in 18 feet of water.
We should get the wind, though, even if we don't get the waves.
Well, I mean, we've got the 10, from the 10 gusts to 20. So,
I guess.
I don't know. It's a beautiful day. It's a little chilly still. The water has changed color dramatically. Over in the bay by Coconut Grove, the water was a very emerald green color. It was pretty water, actually. It was clear. You could see all the way down to the bottom, 10 feet down. But it was a very green color. I guess lots of algae in the water. They have had problems around Miami with the water, with fish die-offs due to lack of oxygen. So people are sensitive to that. But just outside of the bay here, the water has turned back to an aquamarine color. It's very pretty.
Mind you, that purple flag was also due to the presence of the occasional...
Purple flag?
The purple flag for water safety says dangerous water life. That was not just due to the algae, that was also due to Portuguese man-o-wars being present.
Oh, you saw a purple flag?
That's what it's been every time we've gone swimming.
Oh.
It's been a purple flag.
Right. I think we may have mentioned it, and we took some pictures of it. It'll show up on our Miami video. But there were some very pretty Portuguese man-o-war in the water, and there were also barracuda. So we did swim with the barracudas.
Oh, barracuda.
They were big ones. I mean, they were, 3 feet to 4 feet long.
Yeah. We didn't know what they were originally, and apparently, according to the locals, these barracudas are harmless.
They're cool looking fish.
Oh, yeah. First time flying the drone while sailing. We don't have any of the fancy flotation devices that other people have, but we'll see how it goes.
We're having lunch. Pasta salad. It's been a very gentle and nice sail. We've been going 3.5 to 5 knots. Every once in a while we'll hit 6. The wind is 6 gust 10. I haven't seen 11 in a while right now. It's 6.9 right now. And we're making 3.8 knots. So beautiful day, calm seas, beautiful water. It's nice and quiet. I've been playing with the with the main sheet because the wind is sometimes a little off our stern and sometimes a little off our bow. So, but with only 7 knots of wind, it's really hard to accelerate. So I'm trying to keep it as, we're trying to keep it as efficient as possible. When we slow down to 3 knots, because when we slow down to 3 knots, it takes a long time to accelerate up to 5 again. Hey y'all, we're motoring again because the wind died. We're at 2.5 knots. So we are motoring the rest of the way to Rodriguez Key. That's where we're going to stay the night. Either that or Tavernier. I don't know, whichever one of the two. We're about 3 hours out. Wind is calm, water's calm. It's beautiful out, but
Warmed up quite a bit since then.
yes, it's warmed up quite a bit. In fact, I need to take this thing off because I'm hot. We're presently just off Key Largo. We made it to the anchorage just south of Rodriguez, right off of Key Largo. We're in about 9 feet of water. It's a really peaceful anchorage. There's about 4 or 5 other boats here.
I want to take a picture. I have to take a picture too, Sam.
No, it's alive.
Is it?
Yeah.
That is bizarre. It's like angel hair
You should feel
pasta.
it.
It's nature's angel hair. Cool. No, because we want to keep it alive. We're not going to actually, we're just curious. If it's alive, I want to keep it alive. You know what I mean?
It was never connected
It was never
off the bottom. It
Okay,
was
good.
sitting on the...
Okay,
Yeah.
good. No, I don't want to be the one that killed it. Just because I'm like, oh, that's super curious. What is that? What is it?
Wait.
Let's push it.
Morning, Hannah.
Good morning, world.
We are just leaving Rodriguez Key.
We made it to the Keys. I wasn't sure it would happen.
Morning, Sam. There's our friends on Moral Compass. We were anchored just to the just to the northwest side of Rodriguez Key. The holding was really good. It was sand, mud, and grass, mostly sand and mud. We had about 60 feet of chain out, and it was plenty. We probably didn't even need that. We were in about 7 or 8 feet of water. So we're about 20 miles from Marathon, and the winds have pretty much died. They're down to about 4 or 5 knots. We couldn't make Marathon by nightfall, so we decided to start the engine, and we're taking the sails in. We could probably maintain 3 knots at best, but the winds have shifted off our stern quite a bit also, and that's not very helpful. And when it's so light, if we have 8 knots off the stern, we can usually maintain 3.5, but with 5 or 6 knots off the stern, it's pretty hard to maintain anything. Sam's right now putting up the lazy jacks. We take the lazy jacks down when we let the sail up, and then we put them back when we're ready to put the sail in. I'm going to slack the mainsail a little bit so that the mainsail's into the wind. So once we drop the mainsail, what I do is I go ahead and I tighten the reefing outhauls, and that keeps the sail pulled towards the back, towards the stern. We're just coming into Marathon now. It's about another half hour till sunset. You can finally see 7 Mile Bridge out here, and it looks like there's quite a number of boats outside of the harbor at Boot Key. I guess if they're all outside, that means Boot Key itself must be pretty crowded. So I don't know if we'll make it into the harbor tonight, or if we'll just anchor out here outside with the rest of the boats for the night, and then see if we go in tomorrow.